Hey everyone, and welcome to the first edition of Facebook Live, or Clarineat Live on Facebook, I guess, however you want to call it, for 2017. I really am sorry about the delay in everything going on here as far as the podcast episodes and all that. As you may have heard, I had a really bad hand injury, and I'm still not fully recovered. It's left some pretty bad scarring, and I can't really move my hand completely yet. So, unfortunately, it's going to be a few more months before I can really play again, but I've got a team of doctors and stuff who are hopefully going to be able to help me out with that. Long story short, take your time on the stairs. It was a pretty bad fall I had, and I wouldn't wish this sort of time off from everything on anyone. Anyways, that aside, I want to give a little bit of an update about a couple things that have been happening with Clarineat. The first season is just about wrapped up. I finally was able to, I can use a mouse again. So I was able to get another episode together, and I actually have the next 6 shows pre-recorded. So there's episodes with Peter Siglaris, or there's an episode with Peter Siglaris, Eric Salazar. He's going to explain how he grew his Facebook group by over 6,000% this year. Who else is coming up? Clark Phobes. We talked for about an hour and a half. It was a really, really long conversation. He went through some fantastic information about his mouthpieces, his barrels, when he was playing in movie orchestras in San Francisco there. Also, there is coming up, Jason Heath talks about his brand new book called Winning the Audition. And there's one more I've got recorded. It's not coming to me right now. But I've got at least 6 in the queue. So don't worry, there is content coming. I started receiving emails, people asking like, hey, what's going on? And that totally makes sense because I think it's been about 4 or 6 weeks since the last update. So check out the news section on Clarineat.com if you want to see sort of an update as far as how I'm doing with that. As far as the website goes, one exciting change for 2017 is I want to be able to give people the chance to guest post on the website. It's going to be really hard for me to accept absolutely everything, and I do want to maintain sort of obviously a clarinet interest and some editorial control over stuff. So it won't be like a free submission, but if you have a news item, like let's say you're releasing an album, let's say you're going on a tour, let's say you know something about the clarinet community, then in that case you can submit it and I'll try and review it and get it up on the website. At some point, I might have to get the help of an editor or something to help me with that. So I guess if you're interested in volunteering, there might be an opportunity for that too. So if you're a student, get in touch that way. As far as I should give an update about the Kickstarter campaign. Again, because of the hand accident I've had, I was unable to fulfill any of the rewards yet. But that is changing ASAP. I'm going to be looking into getting everyone's address and sending those off. If you had purchased a Skype call or like I guess a lesson with me, if you're interested in the lesson part of that, it might have to wait a little longer, just again because I can't really play. But if you just want to call and hang and talk about clarinet stuff, then we can absolutely do that, and I'll be setting those up starting probably next week. And yeah, so those are 2 really exciting things, the new season and the idea of guest posting on the site. It's a chance to share sort of your thoughts and news and things like that. The third thing I want to talk about today, and this is actually the main reason I wanted to make this video, the giveaway element of the show is going to be changing a little bit in the new year. I want to be able to give value to more people from having the guests on. So one idea is digital content that maybe everybody could download and enjoy. Another idea is, for example, with Eric Salazar's episode, he is going to write a guest post, which everyone can go on there and check out the content. And of course, there will still be the giveaways will come in and out. But it's getting really, there's a lot of episodes. It's been really hard to organize as far as getting them out there because for some reason people aren't responding to the emails. This was originally the problem with Facebook. So if you have an idea for how the giveaways could be handled in a way that people would respond and it would save time for me, because I can't draw for every prize 5 or 6 times and wait for people to get back to me, and before I know it, I've spent 3 days trying to give away a book. Right now, I want to get back to making content and doing other stuff, to be honest. So yeah, I think that if you have any creative ideas on how to do that, please let me know. One really great one came in today in the Clarinet community, which if you're not a member of, you should check out. And the suggestion was basically a survey on the post on the show notes page on the website, so that if you're interested, you can go on there and you can enter, answer the survey question. Like maybe in the episode I'll say the survey or the bonus answer for this episode is clarinet. Go to the show notes for episode 44, enter clarinet, and you have a chance to win. That would maybe be a good way to do it, because it shows the person's engaged. They're not like a spammer or something, which has not been a problem, but it shows they actually have an interest in the prize. So that might be a good way to do it. But like I said, I'm interested in your feedback. So the other thing, I do want to show you some of the upcoming items. Some of them I've been trying to give away for a little while. Some of them, because I got a little hung up, I haven't actually drawn yet. But I just want to show you that there's about 5 or 6 things here that I have. And if you're interested in these, please join the mailing list, because for now that's how it's working. I'm going to keep trying it that way until I have a better way set up. But also, please, please, please add sean.perrin@clarineat.com to your address book. I think that is part of the problem. I think that maybe the emails are going to people's spam folder, but that doesn't really make sense either, because I know that people are getting the emails from the other things. So again, it's a huge mystery. I think there's some pretty cool stuff getting given away, and I don't know what's going on with that. So any ideas, just post below. So starting off, the first thing that I have to give away right now, there's actually 3 copies of, and these are already pre-packaged, as you can see. That I've been kind of trying to figure out a way to get them out for a while. 3 copies of the, oh man, this is harder than I thought right now, of the gorgeous Bakun Clarinet News magazine. Okay, and this is, as you can see, it's like an actual book. The pages are just gorgeous through here, and this is a pretty cool little prize. I can ship that off, and with that you also receive there is a Bakun notepad, which has sort of a fingering chart diagram on there, which has been kind of cool. And then there's this sort of card, which is basically it's a clarinet that you can hang on your wall. And there's 3 different ones, but it's pretty cool. If I can't find a way to give these away, honestly, these are going to my studio. They're pretty cool. So definitely a neat little thing. And just so you know, kind of a bonus, which was kind of a secret, but generally I include a little thank you card with the giveaway. Sometimes there's a little coupon in there or some other surprise of some sort. And I generally include a download card of my latest album called Dream Songs. So it doesn't matter what the giveaway is, I've generally been putting those in there. So a couple little perks that kind of go along with it. Again, I think this is a pretty neat prize. Thank you to Bakun for providing that. And there's 3 of those to give away right now, because one has been claimed, but the other 3 have just sort of been in limbo, waiting here to get sent. Literally, all I need to do is put your name on a sticker and send this away. So add my email address to your email app or whatever you use. The second thing, and this is pretty cool also, this is a D'Addario X25E mouthpiece, and these are retailing, I think, for $100 or $120. It's a fantastic mouthpiece. I've been meaning to write a review of the one I've been using for a while. I really, really like it. It's a very open tip, and I think it's a medium face, medium length. I can't find the specs on here. Oh, they're right here. So there's the measurements if you're interested. But they make the X25, the X15. I think there's an X10 now. That's the most closed, but it's a nice mouthpiece, and again, that's a great prize. So that one's up for grabs. Coming up here, I need to finish the review on these as well before I can send them, but I could always do the draw sooner than later. There is one, these are Wesley Ferreira products. Or sorry, not Wesley Ferreira, Wesley Rice Clarinet Works. This is a Delrin barrel. I think those retail for $149, and this is a wooden barrel, which I believe also retails for around that same price. Originally I was going to give these away separately. If I continue to have trouble, they might go together. They might go with the mouthpiece. I don't know. We'll see how that kind of works. Like I said there. A couple more things. This is the Nouveau Dude. This was super cool. I'm not going to take it out of the box right now just because honestly I'm having a little trouble with the packages. But another great prize. And for this one you can pick black and blue, I believe was the color. Yeah, black, blue, or pink and white. This was super cool, lots of fun. Makes a great thing to throw in your bag while you're camping. So yeah, there is, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different items that are on the giveaway list right now. So for this, as I go through the last season, like I said, I'm just going to keep drawing from the email list, but for the new season, I do want to find a better way to do this, just so I can streamline it a little bit and not spend so much time on it. And I want to make sure people who are interested and engaged with the show get a chance to win that stuff. Oh, there's also a Clarinet t-shirt up for grabs, and that one has been drawn several times. It's going all the way back to the Halloween special episode, believe it or not. So yeah, it's been a bit of an odd thing. I've been surprised. So I don't want to dwell on it. I mean, worst case, we'll figure out another way to do this. But yeah, a couple more things. I generally like to open mail. If you watch these videos, sometimes. I got a really cool CD this week, but I left it upstairs, and my wife is now teaching, so I can't go grab it without interrupting her lesson, which I don't want to do. So it's the new CD from Richard Stoltzman and his wife Mika. They recorded that actually with Chick Corea, which for me is really cool because my CD has some Chick Corea tunes on it, and they actually had backed my Kickstarter project, and I sent them my CD last year, and I got theirs in the mail. So I can't wait to actually give that a listen. And I'll show it to you maybe next week. The other thing I got is in the mail. These will be going up on the store pretty soon. This is a rotary fingering chart that was invented. I ran into this guy at Clarinet, or not Clarinet Fest, Midwest, and he actually has sent me a few of these. And the first few sales of these will go to support the podcast. 100%. So he's been so generous just to send some of these, and I can list them, and all the proceeds will go towards the podcast. And then after that, they'll probably be available as a regular product on there as well. Because I think they're pretty cool. I haven't opened this one up yet, but you can spin this dial around, and it shows you the appropriate fingerings, and it's two-sided here, so it helps with your scales and other things. So pretty cool little thing. It's pretty smart, and I think they're $6 or $8. I'll have to check the pricing situation, but there's some of those. And the other thing, and this will only apply to local Calgary teachers, perhaps Alberta, but I think Calgary. Nouveau, who makes the Clarineo and the Dude, is doing a promotion, which you can probably get in touch with them directly anyways, but they are doing a promotion where you can actually, if you're a band teacher, they will send you one of each of their instruments on a trial period for 30 days, and if you find that you like them, do you have to pay for them. So it's risk-free for 30 days, and they'll even cover the shipping. So it's kind of a risk-free way for your school to try their instruments. And honestly, if your kids at your school are dealing with boredom from learning recorder, they're in grade 4 or 5 and they started in grade 3 and they just can't take it anymore, this is a great transition instrument to start with something before full band. Like maybe they're not ready for a full-size saxophone, but maybe they could play something like a J-sax for a year before they start with that. So they've actually got a little transitionary system in here. They say recorder, then you can start with the Dude, the J-sax, Clarineo, and flute. And then the idea of this whole program is eventually you would graduate into the so-called real band instruments, right? So that's just an interesting thing. They've sent me some of these promo pamphlets, so get in touch directly if you're not in Calgary, but if you are in Calgary, I can actually provide you with some of these information sheets and give you a little bit more information. Yeah, so thanks so much for tuning in. Please, if you have an idea how to handle these giveaways in a more time-efficient, better way, I really would appreciate if you post that below, like I've been saying. So thanks so much, and I look forward also to getting out the last episode of Season 1, hopefully by the end of the weekend, and also starting Season 2 pretty much right away. And, oh, one more thing. Monday, there's a very exciting announcement coming from me and in collaboration with Clarinet mentors, Michelle Anderson. So I can't say what it is right now because I promised I wouldn't, and we decided to announce it on Monday, but definitely keep an eye out for that. It's going to be something pretty cool, and it will be a limited availability type thing that I think will perhaps, well, I don't want to talk anymore about it. So anyways, I'll see you Monday. I'm going to do a broadcast like this on Monday, and I hope to see you soon. Go check out the latest episode of the podcast. I just posted it last night, so have a good weekend.